Hello, welcome back. Last time out, we lost for the first time this season. That's if you don't count the Community Shield. And this time, we've got two more tough games. First of all in Manchester, and then in Amsterdam. Hello and welcome to episode 29 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, as mentioned in the preamble, we have two games for you. First up, Premier League Match Day 9 against Manchester United at Old Trafford, and then we have a Champions League Phase Match Day 3 against Ajax in Amsterdam at the Johan Cruyff Stadium and or Arena, whichever you want to call it. So we'll be there for that. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways in the Champions League. Before we have a look and see what's been happening since you were last with us, just a little bit of housekeeping. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. All helps here on YouTube, as well as comments if you want to let me know how things are going, how you or what you want me to do next. Leave me a comment. The other way of keeping up to date with everything that's going on this channel is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Right, let's get on with it then. Since you were last with us, there's not been a great deal going on. We have played one game, that game against Norwich City in the Premier League. We won this one 3-0. First half, it was very, very tough going. Couldn't seem to break Norwich down at all. And then Alvarez getting a goal after 57 minutes. 3 minutes later, Gerard Bowen making it 2-0. And then just 5 minutes, so in fact 8 minutes for 3 goals. Ollie Watkins getting a third after 65. That was enough to see off Norwich. 20 shots, 10 on target, 65% of the possession. They had 5 shots, just a 1 on target, 0.41, and 35% of the possession. So that is how that game ended, and that is how we have been left in the Premier League. We are top on 20 points, 2 points clear of Aston Villa and Manchester City in second and third respectively. Aston Villa there on goal difference. Then comes our first opponents of the day on 17 points, just 3 points behind us, so it's a 6 point. If they win today, bearing in mind their goal difference isn't vastly different from us, I suspect they will knock us down out of first place for starters. Yeah, we just need to beat them basically. Brentford are fifth in with 16 points. Then come Nottingham Forest with 15. Chelsea and Crystal Palace both on 13. Crystal Palace just outside on goal difference of the European places. Then come Liverpool, who've had a pretty poor start to the season, I have to admit. Lost 4 times so far. 12 points. Right behind them, Leeds also on 12. And then come Wolves on 11th on 10 points in the relegation zone at the moment. Everton, Burnley and Brighton. Everton we wouldn't have expected to be down there, but they're on a really, really bad run of form. I don't think there's a great deal else to tell you. Medical centre wise, we've got James Ward-Prowse. He's going to be out for about another 2 to 4 weeks. He's one of our long-term injuries, damaged cruciate ligaments. He is actually starting to do some of his rehab. And Thomas Souček's got a tight groin. He's been out for a couple of days. I don't expect to see him. I think he's on the bench today, but I don't really expect him to play that big a part in the day today. So we'll see how that progresses. Of course, we haven't had an international break, which has meant some of the players coming back from their international things. So a little bit of tiredness in the ranks as well. Last season, played Manchester United 3 times. Drew 2-2 at the London Stadium. 5-3 thrashing by them at Old Trafford. Let's hope we don't have a similar result today, albeit we did beat them on the final day of the season last season, beating them 3-2 after extra time, of course, in the FA Cup final. If you remember, Bruno Fernandes and Haaland, the scorers on that occasion. Alvarez getting one after 15 put us in front, and Bruno Fernandes just before half-time, and then Holland looking like it had won it for Manchester United. But deep in injury time, Jarrod Bowen popped up, got the equaliser, and then Mohamed Kudus scoring after 108 minutes to give us an unlikely turnaround there. But we did beat them on that occasion, and a very tight affair. So I think we can expect similar today. Let's go and have a look at the team then that will face Manchester United. And this is the side that will face Manchester United in this Premier League match day 9. Areola in goal. Parisi, Todibo, Zuma and Johnson make up our defensive line, with Friedel coming in for the injured Souček, although he has pretty much recovered, but we'll not sort of chance him today to start anyway. Carrera as the ball-winning midfielder. Alvarez out to his right. Samadic continues behind Bowen and Watkins up front. Mazulia, Emerson, Kudus, De Thomas, Mavropanos, Souček, Kamada, Kufal and Ings make up the bench. And here we are at Old Trafford. Manchester United won 4 of their last 5, drawn the other one. And we've won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. Of course, that game against Paris Saint-Germain. We're currently first. Manchester United in 4th on 17 points. $17 minutes on the clock. Very quiet affair up till now. And Manchester United on the ball. All the way back to Onana, Varane, Martinez. We're playing in our 3rd strip, I think it is. Crossed into the area and the ball bobbling around. Their goalkeeper missed it, I think, but defender managed to save it. But Mason Mount gives them the lead after 19 minutes, 18 minutes. We'll see this again. Fernandes coming forward, marauding on. Goalkeeper completely missed it, but cleared it, but didn't clear it far enough, and just need to clear those into touch. Throw in now Wan-Bissaka on this near side. 27 minutes on the clock, near enough. Anthony into the area, it's blocked, but it's again not cleared away. This time Samadic does clear it, but it's Bowen, Watkins. We have an attack on here. Bowen is full flowing. Can he get this away? No, it's a poor shot in the end, and Onana easily saves it. Throwing on the far side, Manchester United. Martinez with the throw in. He's got it through the legs of one of the players. Wan-Bissaka's there. Wan-Bissaka puts away their second, and on 42 minutes, we're 2 behind at Old Trafford, and we may be about to lose our first Premier League game of the season, having lost our first Champions League game of the season in the last episode. And we've just not been in this game at all. And look at the space, and just unbelievable. Half-time has arrived, and we've been the poor relation today so far. 3 shots, 2 on target, 0.23, 48% of the possession. They've had 8 shots, 5 on target, 1.22. 52% of the possession. Mason Mount after 18, Wan-Bissaka after 42, and we're just gifting them the game at the moment. Zuma now to Johnson. 63 minutes on the clock. Johnson coming marauding forward here. Can he get a cross in? He's cut it back. He's got Alvarez there. Alvarez is tackled. Carrera, Friedel's come off the post and it's gone out. Friedel with a long throw to Zuma. Back to Friedel. Friedel into the area. Bowen looked like he was going to turn on that, but didn't in the end. Carrera has Samadic Shamadic, what a good bit of play that was. Oh, and Ollie Watkins fires it over the top. Shamadic playing absolutely fantastically. And Ollie Watkins snatching at it. And with 66 minutes on the clock, making two changes at this juncture in time, Raul de Thomas comes on and replaces Jarrod Bowen, who's really not firing on any cylinders today. And we also have brought on Thomas Souček in place of Edson Alvarez, who is tiring. Dalo with a throw-in, 73 minutes on the clock, and that's into the area. Ahmad's giving him plenty of room again. And this time it's gone wide. Areola making a fine save. With 79 minutes on the clock, making two more changes. Marco Friedel comes off. We've moved Zuma up into the ball-winning midfielder. Carrera out to the left. Mavropanos then coming on in place of Marco Friedel. And the other change that we have made is we have taken off Ben Johnson and brought on Vladimir Kufal. Todibo heading that forward to Carrera. Carrera all the way back to Areola. We build again. Todibo. Zuma, who's in that ball-winning midfielder role now. Shamadic through to Raul de Thomas. Parisi's been brought down and Anthony could be on a red here. He is. He's off and they're down to 10. And with 88 minutes on the clock, making a final change, we have taken off Ollie Watkins. And we've brought on Mohamed Kudus up front alongside De Thomas. Can we get something? I think it's too late to get 2 goals back. A long throw by Mavropanos. Back to Mavropanos. And it's Parisi. Parisi looking for a space. Todibo from distance. He's gone wide though. Story of our day. And it is all over. We've lost this one by 2-0. Mason Mount and Wan-Bissaka. The scorers, Anthony getting sent off after 86 minutes. 11 shots, 5 on target, 1.25, 46% of the possession against their 13 shots, 8 on target, 1.68. Yeah, not the result we wanted. Well, with all today's Premier League games played, we have dropped down to 3rd place, just 1 point behind Manchester City, who have taken back their position at the top of the table. The surprise, Manchester United moving in front of us on goal difference because of that win. As we say, they were 3 points behind us, but it was a 6-pointer really. Aston Villa still have to play, so we could move down to 4th if they win their game. Potentially they could go top of the table and force Manchester City down into 2nd. They're playing, I presume, on Sunday or Monday. But with their game still to play. And then come Brentford, Chelsea on 16 points, and Liverpool moving up into the European spaces now, having won their game today, beating Norwich by a goal 2-0. Chelsea, of course, beating Brighton 3-0. So that's how the Premier League looks at this end of this round of games. We have a couple of days down, in fact 3 days down to our game in Amsterdam against Ajax. I'll be back with any news before that game. Well, before we have a look at the game against Ajax, a couple of bits of news. Luis Paqueta has signed a new contract. He's here for another 4 years, 125,000 a week. That's 5,000 less than he was getting. But a few of the other adjustments, so he gets a bit more an appearance fee when he makes appearances, etc., etc. So he's here until the end of the season, 27-28. So that's good news. And then we can have a quick look at the final games in the... that's the one that we wanted, I think. There we go. The final games, we said Aston Villa were playing Crystal Palace on Sunday. Bournemouth drew 2-2 with Newcastle. Wolves losing to Leeds. Aston Villa beating Crystal Palace by 5-2, which means they do go top of the Premier League on 21 points on goal difference from Manchester City, who are in second. Manchester United third. We've dropped down to fourth, but it's only a point between the top four there, of course. 3-point gap down to Brentford in fifth. Chelsea are sixth on 16. Liverpool, Nottingham Forest and Leeds all on 15, taking up 7th to 9th. Obviously on goal difference going on there. Norwich, Burnley and Brighton are in the drop zone. Everton managing to get themselves out of that drop zone for now anyway. So that's how it has all ended up. So let's get through to our game against Ajax. We've not played them before. Team news. Ajax have a fully fit squad. James Ward-Prowse is doubtful with a damaged cruciate ligament, but each week we're getting closer to him coming back. And of course, Saeed Benrahma is not registered, so he won't be making an appearance today. And here is the team that faces Ajax in this Champions League phase, match day 3. Just one more game to the halfway stage of this competition, and we'll be looking at the table at the end of this round of games to see how it all settles. Areola in goal then. It's Parisi, Todibo, Zuma and Johnson are defensive line. Souček, Carrera and Alvarez are playing in midfield. Souček coming back from that knock on that injury, of course. Kudos today starts behind Gerard Bowen and Ollie Watkins up front. Mazulia, Mavropanos, Kamada, De Thomas, Emerson, Samadic, Ings, Kufal, Paqueta, Orford, Friedel and Skulls make the bench. And here we are. Ajax playing a 4-2-3-1. And we're playing our by now familiar formation of a 4-3-1-2. And obviously being Champions League, the teams come onto the pitch. And I thought we were going to sweep through the whole half without a highlight. But 44 minutes in, we've got a highlight. Ajax with the ball, but has lost it to Ben Johnson over on that far side. Zuma, Alvarez. Zuma, it's been a reasonably cagey affair up till now. We have had the better of it. Into Watkins. Watkins! 10th goal of the season. And on 45 minutes, we go one in front. Only one highlight. And if it's only one highlight and it's a goal for us, then that'll do me fine. Celtic leading Copenhagen, I see. That's a lovely ball over the top from Alvarez. And Watkins putting that away. Half-time comes and it was the only highlight. We've had 6 shots, 3 on target, 0.67. 62% of possession. They've had no shots, nothing on target, and 38% of the possession. I don't expect that to last into the second half. And we get a highlight early in this second half. Souček, Carrera. 46 minutes on the clock. Todibo. Zuma. Zuma finds Alvarez. Alvarez twisting and turning on that ball. Back to Zuma. Zuma looking for a way out, but couldn't find it. Todibo. Souček. Souček to Todibo. Todibo has Parisi out on that far side. Parisi to Bowen. Bowen into the area. Just needs to pull that back. He's got Parisi there. Parisi will cross that in. Chips it in. And it's Thomas Souček. His 7th goal of the season. He's back from injury. He scored. And on 47 minutes, it's 2-0. And that is exactly what we ordered. One either side of half-time. And, well, that has definitely put us on the right footing. Oh, and the defender missing that ball. And Souček behind him puts it away. Sousa with a free kick now. 52 minutes on the clock. And Alvarez heads that clear. Bowen's not going to get there, I don't think, though. Windal. And it's the first time we've seen them doing anything realistically here. They pushed them right back at the minute. Need to win that ball. And they're coming forward again. Bergwijn. who we had at Tottenham. I was going to say Leicester then. We didn't play. Oh, he's through to Bergwijn. Bergwijn cuts it inside, but it's well blocked by Areola. And Bergwijn was offside. And, they're at it again. And I need to be getting a bit of a foot in here. It's crossed in and it's saved by Areola, but Souček heads it down and kicked into touch by that man, Kudos. We're going to see the throw in on that far side. Sanchez, Akpom, Taylor. Kudos coming back, of course, to his old side. Kudos keeping them at bay. And Sousa, he's got plenty of room. Cut him off. Oh, why do we keep doing that? Just, there's a gap there. Close the gap. Oh. And 57 minutes, they're back in it. Didn't cut, stand in front of him. Block him off. Free kick, Sousa crosses it in. Another one now would have killed us off. Bowen comes forward. He has Kudos inside him, but he's got Parisi out there. Parisi. You have to be very careful with that ball. Keeps hold of it. Evades any tackles. Kudos, nice through play. Looking to try and link Watkins there. Ben Johnson. Ben Cons into the area. It's gone in the back of the net. Gerard Bowen. And on 62 minutes. That's a bit better. We'll see it again from behind the goal. 3-1, a 2-goal lead. Back in situ. Johnson getting this ball in. Oh, defender missing it. And Bowen really didn't know a lot about that. And with 65 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Tiring players, obviously, with the Manchester United game not that far away. And you can see where the others are going to be very soon. Parisi possibly. Ben Johnson possibly. But this juncture in time of making the changes. And we have taken off Edson Alvarez in midfield. Lucas Paqueta coming on for him. And we've also taken off Jarrod Bowen, who has got that goal, but he's very tired. And we've replaced him with Danny Ings. And with 76 minutes on the clock, changing our 2 wing-backs. Emerson coming on the left inside of Fabiano Parisi. And Vladimir Kufal coming on in place of Ben Johnson. And still no more highlights. 85 minutes or nearly 86 minutes on the clock. And our final change, we have taken off Kudos and brought on Dashi Kamada. And the end of that second half was a bit like the beginning of the first half. No highlights at all. But we've ended the game 14 shots, 7 on target, 2.38, 58% of the possession against their 2 shots, just the 1 on target, 42% of the possession. A good win, 3-1 in the end, and it turned out that the Sousa goal was only a consolation. Watkins after 45, Souček after 47, one either side of half time. That goal back from Sousa after 57, but 5 minutes later, Jarrod Bowen, as I say, didn't know a lot about it, but they all count, and it means that he has given us a nice 3-1 lead. And let's go and have a look and see how that leaves us in the Champions League phase table after 3. Well, with the round of matches played Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll look at Wednesdays in just a moment. The key ones, of course, our win, 3-1 win against Ajax. Real Madrid beaten Antwerp 2-0. Juventus only managing a draw against Bayer Leverkusen. RB Leipzig losing out to Besiktas, who we've got to play later on in the competition. Celtic beating Copenhagen 2-1. 2 goals up in that. Manchester United managing to get past Bayern Munich. And Harry Kane, 2 goals to 1 there on a rich vein of form at the moment. Milan beating Rangers by 4 goals to 0. We got Rangers to play as well. Manchester City only managing a 2-2 draw against Rosenborg. So that's an incredible scoreline there. Benfica beating Tottenham. Who else have we got? Atletico Madrid beating Napoli by 1-0. Liverpool beating Nice by 2 goals to 0. Shakhtar, of course, who we played earlier. Marseille beating them 3-0. Paris Saint-Germain continue their good form, beating Sturm Graz, the team that would play last in this competition, 3-0. Stuttgart beating Inter by a goal to nil. And Barcelona beating Young Boys. How does that leave the table looking? We are 8th as it currently stands, standing on that line. I need to keep up the form that we've got. We've got the two toughies out of the way, or two of the toughies out of the way at the moment, which is what we wanted. We need to go Milan at the top, Liverpool, Celtic, Manchester City, Barcelona, Marseille, Feyenoord, West Ham. Paris Saint-Germain are below us, having lost a game, 1-2 and lost one. But they are below us at the moment, also on 6 points. Lots of teams on 6 points, so still a lot to play for. And of course, where we need to be is in that top 8 to miss a knockout round of all these between 9 and 24. Of course, if you're not a fay with it, up to now. Right, that will take us through to our next episode. We're going to play Everton offline. Everton currently 17th in the Premier League table. And can we get back to winning ways in the Premier League, having lost to Manchester United at the start of this episode? And then we'll be coming back for Wolves in the Carabao Cup 4th round. And that'll be followed by a local derby against Tottenham, who are currently 12th in the Premier League. So we'll be hoping to do that. And then, of course, coming back for Besiktas in the next episode, in the episode after that. I'm not sure whether we'll see Wolves again. It's possible that we will have Wolves again. We'll see. And then will be Rangers and Leeds United taking us up to the end of November. Hope you can join me for those. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That all keeps you up to date with our future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, of course, from bottom to the top, as they are released. New episodes of Irons in the Fire are released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with everything that's going on in this channel is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. That's the way to do it. I hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 30. It's out on Monday. It's a Carabao Cup and a local derby against Tottenham. Join me for that one. Till next time. Bye-bye.